something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, none can contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, full comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squad as raw as Trashkos can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. This scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Program, show number 41, a.k.a. Dirk from 3, it's good. The greatest European import. Ooh, did I say that? Is that controversial?
No.
The greatest European import in the NBA, in my opinion. And anybody brings up that Dirko Milicic, we're fighting. We're fighting. Welcome. Good evening. Another wonderful Wednesday evening from On Location. I'm at the Glue Guys satellite office. So we're going, you like that, right? Satellite office sounds all official. Like, we have a satellite office.
Right, right.
No, it's a family home. I'm dog sitting. I'd love to sound all official like I do something. I don't. We are back again Wednesday night. Put the post up. I got some stuff to talk about tonight. It's going to affect everybody, especially you triple A's, especially you sandbaggers. Not the team, the people who sandbag. I can imagine chat's going to be flying here in a second. I see you have your Richard Roundtree glasses on tonight. I'm proud of you. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody got that reference. I did post the meme earlier on your post, so I know you got the reference.
Yeah.
I don't know who said the James Harden beard. I wasn't feeling that.
Nah.
Nah.
Don's kind of slow though, so I usually just kind of overlook some of his comments. He's a little slow.
Oh God, that's so funny, and people don't even realize why. Okay. All right, I still got your BP balls, by the way, Don. Every time I do a deal with Don, we set a time and a place, and then it's without fail 2 months later.
Yeah.
Like it's just like crazy crap happens when you make a deal with Don. It's not even his fault. Like, I'm not even saying he's flaking because he doesn't.
No, he's not a flake. He's good people.
Not at all. Not at all.
Shit happens. Just shit happens.
So anyway, welcome to the program. Number 41, what we try to do, I don't know if you've noticed, when we get a number, we try to equate it to an athlete. And look, there's only 141, right? It's got to be Dirk. I can't think of anyone else that it would pertain to. I mean, I'm sure there's some obscure NFL guy that only that fan knows or whatever. But, you know, I'm not going Kamara, going Dirk. Kamara hasn't earned it yet. Plus, he's got himself in trouble. Ooh, for you fantasy guys, you are well aware of that. Anyway, real quick, let's run the sponsors. We're trying to run through this. A quick side note to the show. There's not going to be any Overwatch Pro discussion because Blizzard doesn't know how to fix their goddamn servers. So Marlos and I think I can speak for Marlos on this. We're a little perturbed at Blizzard Entertainment.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm perturbed. I have to learn the freaking game.
Yep. I
need all the time I can get. So by the time they fix it, I'm already going to be in a PGA, Tiger Woods, and it's going to be over. So you had your shot, Blizzard. You blew it. You're out. And then after that, we got Modern Warfare. So it's like, you're asked out, bro. You're asked out. Anyway, thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Czar Realty, Mickey and the team over there, doing big things in real estate in Arizona. Folks, all they ask for is a phone conversation, all right? He wants you to go talk to other realtors. He wants you to talk to other people who do this, all right? You make the decision who you use. He doesn't. But call him, get the info, man. It's free. It costs you nothing. There is not another thing in this world where you can get that kind of information because information is worth currency, man. Information is power. Not to sound like a ethics class or something, but information is power. Give Mickey a call. Czar Realty. They'll help you out buying, selling, renting, whatever you need. That's a guy you need to call, all right? We're not just spewing shit here. Half of the show has used him to purchase a home, all right? Get with Mickey, figure it out. My boy Tedit's moving over to YouTube. About time, dummy. But also trolling folks on the Ohtani Judge argument for MVP. Obviously, he's an Angels fan, but I do agree with him. Hey, what Judge did, phenomenal. Celebrate it. It's not the friggin' home run record, all right? It's the American League record. And you Yankee fans with your revisionist history need to knock it off. He didn't even pass Sosa yet. and you bond steroids, guys, I'm going to say it one more time. Steroids doesn't swing the goddamn bat, all right? And you got a problem with Bonds, but you don't have a problem with David Ortiz, do you? We get into some murky territory now, aren't we? Look, stop hating on Barry Bonds because he was a prick. It's what he chose to do. He's an absolute prick. I'll agree with you 100%. He's still a hell of a ball player. Knock it off. If he wants to be the Incredible Hulk, that's well within his right. Leave the man alone. All right. Ted, it's over on YouTube during the week, and then we're going to be doing Facebook on the weekends. Still rocking Warzone, but very soon we'll have Modern Warfare 2 up in there. Something new, right? Marty's trophies. Geez, man, I don't have my usual plethora of product, but I was on the phone with John today. We're working on a new Glue Guys trophy. It's going to be amazing, man. Working into the fall. We're working on our fall collection.
Fall.
All right. Anyway, good things over there, man. They just did all the World's trophies, the Co-ed World's trophies. They were amazing. We had some light up ones, dude. They're awesome. You know, they hook us up with everything. Laser engraving on your gloves, your thermoses, you know, the trophies themselves. I mean, they got the chain trophies that are badass. God, I'm still mad that tournament got rained out. I'll get them though. I'm finally getting the Glue Guys buckets this weekend. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate that. I told him no, he can't keep one because there's only 2 and 1 is yours.
That'll work.
We're supposed to get 4, but Dennis didn't set the machine or something right, so we got 2. Anyway, all your trophy needs, even if you don't know what you want in a trophy, call John and the folks over at Marty's. They're going to walk you through it. They're going to give you all your options. You'll probably come out a lot better than you thought you were before you made the phone call. Kevin over at McDewey Sports, making incredible bat shelves for any bag that you could possibly own post 2017. All right. I don't want to give anybody a chance to be like, well, I got an Easton bag from 83. Can he make a shelf? I don't want to give you the chance for the joke. So give Kevin a call. Those things are indestructible. I still haven't convinced him yet to do a promotional video where we blow one up and it doesn't blow up, but I'm working on it. I'm not done yet. Jimmy over at Sahara Solar. Listen, you know, it's Arizona, bro. It's still hot. I don't care what you say. I was out there today. I mean, it's not, you know, knock you out hot, but it's hot enough. Save yourself some loot, man. Look into solar, see if it works for you. Benny over at L&T Automotive has hooked my entire family up. Great prices, great service. You're not going to be anywhere in the valley. Talk to Benny, L&T Automotive. As always, the brains of this operation, Mr. Marlos Hill, a.k.a. Blaze Rock, on all your favorite streaming platforms. And in case you forget, we leave Mini Blaze Rock up on the bar. Shout out Jason Westcott. So you can never forget. It's there. And we feel bad for Dave, so we left his DT34 code up there. Happy to update and report. Take Blizzard Entertainment's website off. It didn't work. I tried to get a discount on some Overwatch shit, and it didn't work. So it doesn't work.
I mean, shit,
you would have had to list.
You would have had to actually have to connect first.
I was just gonna say, actually, maybe it does work. Just put a question mark on there because nobody knows. We can't see anything.
There's like 35,000 users in front of you in place.
So there are the shout outs there. Quick shout out. I want to give our boy, and I know Marlos will agree with me here. I want to give our boy Rodney Harris a quick shout out, man. Congrats making the C Challenge Cup team that was announced today.
Hell yeah.
So shout out, Rod. Great job, man. Well deserved. Well deserved. I know everybody likes to about Challenge Cup selections. Nobody can argue this one, in my opinion. And if you do, well, you're just exposing yourself as the idiot that we all thought you were. Okay? Shout out to Rodney. Good job, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Herb. Not that it's going to give me a discount, but he does have an extra ticket for the game Sunday, so I might be sitting with Eagles fans, which is always a pleasure. Although I think he said Ryan Adams might be going with us. That troubles me because I don't think Ryan Adams is an Eagles fan. So I'm scared that I thought he was a Cowboys fan. So, but he's probably a Cardinals fan. Still, you know. Listen, I just want to put it out there. As you can see, I got my gear on. My gear on today. Listen, it's not personal, Cards fans. All right. First of all, you're not the Bird Gang, all right? That's first and foremost. Just stop right that. I've always had a problem with that. You can't come into the league in the 70s, basically, and then call yourself the Bird Gang. No, stop, all right? And I'm taking out St. Louis thing because you don't know. No. So first of all, you're stealing names. I mean, even the Falcons have more cause to Bird Gang than you guys, all right? That's first of all. Second of all, it's all business, baby. As our boy Jalen Hurts said, we're like the post office. Rain, sleet, snow. We deliver, man. We deliver. So while you may think you're better off with the dome, you're not. I saw a good stat today. The Cardinals haven't outscored 66-16 in the first half of games this year. What do you think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to do? What do you think Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders are going to do? And what do you think Jalen Hurts is going to do? Anyway, it's not personal, but you're taking that L. You're taking that L Sunday.
I need you to have that same energy when Philly ultimately does what Philly does.
Oh, right. So you're telling me because Call of Duty's not out yet, Kyler's going to actually study the playbook this week? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, it ain't much to study apparently because our coach is a fucking retard.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't look, man. I don't like to jump on the whole it's the coach's fault. I don't like to jump on the whole it's the quarterback's fault or anything like that. That's like low hanging fruit. But some of the play calling, it makes you wonder. Like it makes you wonder.
Yeah,
like you're really like this guy's really getting paid millions to do bass backwards Madden fucking calls, bro.
I think I figured it out. And somebody tried to call me on Facebook. Oh, you're looking real confident. Yeah, Cliff's play calling makes me feel real confident. But
yeah.
I really think I figured it out. Cliff's partying a little bit. He's got that big house in Scottsdale, and I think he really forgot that he didn't have DeAndre Hopkins for 6 games. I literally think he was like, oh, shit. That's about the only explanation I come up with that has even a little shred of common sense to it.
Yeah.
But look, man, made in Philly, we're coming, baby. And a lot of people I know from back home are flying out for the game. So I feel protected. Hopefully I won't get stabbed in the parking lot if I'm running my mouth too much, but I'm willing to take that chance. Maybe we got to live up to our reputation. I know, those Raiders fans, they kind of overtook us there, man. They're throwing guys off of balconies out there in Vegas, and, they didn't want people to forget who they were. So just because it doesn't say Oakland anymore don't mean they can't, rough people up. I know Dodgers fans have been coming in late, jumping dudes and causing basic chaos. So I want to shout out those fan bases. But just remember who the original was. If you try to run a drunk Santa out on a football field in the middle of winter, he's going to get tagged up. All right? If you're going to be running around saying, how about them Cowboys before the game with your hair all slicked back, you're going to get tagged up, especially when why do you think it snowed that day after Jimmy Johnson ran his mouth? Even God wanted to see that dude get flustered with a snowball. So I don't want to hear it no more. If we got to show who we are, we will. That's nobody likes us. We don't care. We won a Super Bowl on that motto. Don't forget that. Nick B.D. Foles won a Super Bowl. And we beat the soon-to-be divorced GOAT in that Super Bowl. If you believe the rumors. Speaking of rumors, so let's jump into it. The AAA guys, all right? Obviously, we're full this weekend. We had to run a combine. We only had 3 major tournaments. I'd reached out to a couple AAA teams trying to get them to play up. I offered some incentives for the rest of the year as far as the tournaments go and try to make it worth their while. And, well, lo and behold, Los, nobody wanted to play up.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is that not amazing? I mean, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. You want to get better, right? You want to – look, everybody's got their reasons, but I'm just disappointed. I'm every day, man, I think I was just raised in a different era at this point. You want to play the best. You want to beat the best. So when you run your mouth, you got some oomph behind it. Who you beat, how you beat. Not you beat the same team 14 times. I don't get it.
The one thing I still kind of keep in my back pocket whenever these types of conversations come up, I usually say, I think there's a lot of guys that want to establish themselves as winners, period. I think the drive to move up is somewhat predicated on their ability to win first. And I don't necessarily believe that to be a bad thought.
Okay.
Or a bad approach. I do believe that if you can't win at the lower level, what gives you the impression that you can automatically win at a higher level? Because regardless of what we all like to say, and as much as we want to pull our dicks out and say I'm a D player, I'm an E player, a C player, blah blah blah. I think at the end of the day, if you're a major player or a major team and you're getting fucking smacked up every week, what the fuck does that do? You're not getting better, getting your ass kicked left and right. If you're not, if you're not able to compete, you shouldn't be there. And I would hate for people to get the impression that just because you should or you feel like you should, that that's the only recourse. Now, some of these teams where dudes are wrapping it up and they're creating AAA dynasties and shit like that. That's where your point is very, very fucking valid. Like,
Yeah,
no, dude, move it
we
on
don't need
up.
a Golden State Warriors situation up.
Yeah, in
all right? We don't
AAA,
need it.
AAA Warriors,
And
AAA
that's
Bulls,
what I'm
AAA
seeing, right?
fucking AAA Pistons looking shit. Yeah, that's
I'm seeing it, man. I'm seeing it. We had one major team kind of break up, and everybody,
everybody
next thing I
made
know,
their
these rosters,
capitalizations.
there's those 3 chips, right? They're
Yeah,
grabbing those 3 chips. They're messaging me about, well, this guy shouldn't be a chip. And all right, stop now. Stop with the backdoor politics, all right, about rankings, and because you only want more major chips.
Yeah, I don't like when teams and whatnot are trying to establish who is or isn't a major player or any of that. I don't like that because it's usually self-serving. It's usually their underhanded way of making things happen the way they want it for them. Whether that means that player should be major so he can't play against us, or that player should not be major so he can play with us and not count as our chip. All that shit seems very, very self-serving. It's no good.
Well, this is where we start getting into a lot of my problems, right? Because the other problem I have is that, all right, you beat up on AAA, and on surface value, like you said, there's not a big problem with that. But when guys start running their mouth,
yeah,
and you can't walk around with your chest out about who you beat and look at us, and no, that's when I really start having a problem, because you tried to stack the deck
right
in the lowest possible division. All right, look, you go win, cool. And I guess the best way to do the difference is this. I think everybody will agree that the SSUSA Worlds are a grind, regardless of where you play. They're a grind, all right? And every division has its teams that probably shouldn't be there. No ranking system is perfect. So please understand, I'm not knocking SSUSA at all on that. There's no exact science to any of this. I know from experience. So when a team goes and they grind it out and they get second, right? So like BTL, they're a major team. I don't care what anybody says. They had the opportunity for whatever reason, however the rankings work, that, SSUSA didn't bump them. So they had the shot to go to AAA, not knocking it. And they took second. That's legitimately something that you can puff your chest out about. All right.
Agreed.
You can show your medal. Because that's a fucking grind. All right.
Agreed.
Winning 4 games at a Worlds in December or whatever, or 5 games in 3 days, that's not something to brag about.
Right.
All right. And if you picked up 3 major guys the week before, not something to brag about. So just to understand and clarify the difference in what we're talking about. So anyway, why I'm bringing all this up. After confirming with people I trust and talking about it, since the players want to determine that they're doing the rankings when they're not, they should just play and let us worry about it. I have to start making some moves to balance the scales. I have to start to balance the scales because you guys aren't going to do it. And you can get mad at me and talk shit behind my back. You already do it. So what does it matter? What am I adding to here? I already know you do it. Okay. So I have to make some moves here. I have to try to improve the product and not just wait for teams to naturally either get bumped or move up on their own. Okay. So I think it's about time I start to dictate when teams spot and when teams don't, when they should play as majors and when they don't. And it is a cigarette, not something else, just in case anybody was curious, because maybe I should have smoked something else with the headache that I'm going to have after I announce this stuff. So I've decided that like I said, I need to start acting like a director and make probably some unpopular moves, but we're going to start determining spots and when you get them and playing certain tournaments as a major team just for that tournament, or, you retain your AAA ranking, but you're not getting runs. You're not, you got to give them and whatnot. So that's going to start happening very soon. Not this weekend though. So I had a little fun. And I put a little rumor out there that I was going to make teams play as major this weekend, and people started flipping the fuck out, cursing me up a storm. I'm surprised they didn't call my wife and my stepdaughter and start yelling at them about me. So I had some fun. But in all honesty, what I'm going to do, now the joke's out of the bag, from here on out, here moving forward, this is true. This is not a joke. This is serious. If any AAA team that wins a tournament, you must play one of the next 3 tournaments in the major division. You will retain your AAA ranking. You will have amnesty for your AAA ranking on that tournament. So no matter how well you do, you're not automatically going to get bumped. That's the amnesty part of it. You're still going to get your spot. I'm not heartless. You'll still get your spot, but you're going to go play the major teams. You have to, you can pick whatever one out of the three, but out of the next three tournaments after that, one of those you have to play up. So if you try to hold it off and play two tournaments, you're automatically playing major that third one. If that ticks you guys off enough to go play somewhere else, have fun. Because again, I want to remind you that this is the program where we promote the NFG softball league. Okay? So when you guys threaten or say we're going to go, there are no fucks given. Good luck. I would much rather have 12 strong fucking teams than 18 and 6 of them not be in the right spot or not even willing to try. Okay? I have no problem, and I keep reminding everyone, it's not about the money for me, man. It's not. It's really not. So that's the rule moving forward, guys. And I didn't come up with it. Actually, Vic has been experimenting with it in California with some great results. So, AAA teams, you win a tournament, one of the next 3 tournaments you have to play. Major in one of your next 3. Yes. If a AAA team wins this weekend, that will apply. That will apply. And I will give you my predictions later on in the show. That's foreshadowing. So that's the first one. The second one is also, I feel like pool play is a bit played out. Now, we've been running 1 days because that's what guys prefer, so I haven't had to deal with it. But even in the 1 day format, we're going to switch it up either whether it's a 1 or 2 day. And instead of pool play, we're going straight to bracket, but everybody's going to be in the same beginning spots. There's not going to be a breakdown or a different bracket. What's going to happen is based on your results, we're going to split into one of 2 brackets. We're going to have a gold and a silver. If you win your first game, you're going to go up into the gold. If you lose it, you're going to go down into the silver. And everybody's going to go, well, they'll sandbag. I get it. That's always a possibility. Teams do it in pool play too. So don't tell me because I'm doing this suddenly, that's going to happen. It's already happening. So that's not an argument. Don't bring it to the table. All right? And we're going to go into 2 different brackets, and each bracket's going to have its own prize. So essentially what we hope to happen is the cream of the crop rises up and plays in the upper division, and the teams that belong there go down into that silver. All right? And literally the teams will actually rank themselves from tournament to tournament, if you think about it, and how they play over the course of time. And this will all be a factor in how I'm going to move forward ranking teams. Okay? So, those are the 2 things that we're going to do to try to jumpstart some competition instead of everybody kind of being fearful of taking that next step and playing the upper teams. We're losing upper teams left and right. I know there's a couple new ones forming, but they're not here yet, okay? So I need to kind of try to start to cultivate almost a mindset of trying to be the best, playing against the best. So that's what we're going to do. If you AAA, you win a tournament, you got to play one of the next 3 as major, and not this weekend, but moving forward, we're going to have it to where it's going to start on bracket, and where you go, no, it does not start this weekend. The gold silver format is not starting this weekend. That'll be whatever the next tournament is. Speaking of, I'm trying still to pull something off for Sunday, October 22nd. I'm not 100% sure, but if I do, I will post it immediately. If I don't pull that off, I think my next tournament's not till November 19th and 20th. Marlos is just chilling. You just let us do the show. You do the chat. All right? Man, too many armchair quarterbacks up in here. Moving on. And trust me, I've played games where I've sucked ass and Marlos didn't fall asleep. This show is not going to be the one to do it.
I'm chilling. I'm just chilling because, I mean, and again, I know you just mentioned the armchair hosting people do.
Right.
But like
right.
there's not a whole lot for me to say right now. These are you could almost say this is the business of things, and you're clarifying, and the fact that you've actually said a couple of times certain things won't start this weekend or will start this weekend, etc. And yet people still ask the question. So usually when these parts happen, I just sit here and I watch the stream, or I'll look around on the internet, and I'm just chilling. It's a nice
I don't want
evening.
people.
You know what I'm saying?
I want people getting too full of themselves. And sorry if it's a Saturday,
Hmm.
then it's a Saturday. But October 22nd is what I'm shooting for to still try to do that date. It's not 100%, so I'll announce it when it is. So yeah, those are two things we're going to do. I'm going to try to jumpstart this thing, man. And I know it's not going to be universally. It never will be. Who am I kidding? But these are the moves I feel I need to make. It's been kind of road tested out in California. Like Vic's done both of those things, and I really like the results he's getting and what's happening. So I'm not going to wait on anybody to make a move. I'm going to do it for you. And these AAA teams going up and playing one tournament major, I hope I don't get a lot of crying because it would be really stupid. It's one tournament. My God, get over yourselves if you have a problem with it. I may call that out. Speaking of, although summer's just about done. So like I said, we got to come up with fall. I know we talked privately and I had something for it. I don't know if that's going to work, but I do like the idea. What we're going to call fall. So those are the big announcements. I don't know. It's just something that's got to happen, something I feel pretty strongly about, and we're going to move forward doing that. And then obviously we got this weekend, but we got Worlds coming up, and I'm really excited for all the teams going to Texas. I will be there. And even more importantly, speaking of what I'm wearing tonight, I have secured tickets to the Thursday night Texans-Eagles game, which I expect that game to be a lot bigger effing blowout than the one it's going to be this weekend. Houston's not good, man. They're not good. Now, but again, trap game, right? The Eagles haven't lost yet. That's a huge trap game. I'm probably nervous and then blame myself if I was in the building and they lost. That's what fanatical fans do, and I am absolutely a fanatical Eagles fan. Everybody knows that. So, good luck, Cards fans. We'll see you on Sunday. And you AAA guys, you know how it's going to roll now. You know how it's going to roll. So, you can be happy with it. You can be sad with it. We're going to roll and see how it goes. All right. And I will make adjustments as we go, as I always have. If it's not working, then we'll change it. But I don't think that's going to happen. So moving forward, we're going to kind of start pushing guys up and see where we go. Because I'm not real happy with these Golden State Warrior AAA teams. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not happy about it. And this is why I check the rosters every Friday and I make sure it's 3 chips, period. And that's that. And we're not playing these games anymore. We're just not doing it. And I'm sorry, major guys, but come on. Come on, man. Really? Come on. So, all right, moving on. So this weekend, I have the bracket here. Everybody waits for my cursed predictions. Just a heads up. I don't know that I announced it, but cash is the prize. The name of the tournament is the Benjamin. So we are giving cash for prizes. There will be 2 separate prizes. I will have a majors prize for among the 3 major teams and then a AAA prize for the highest finishing AAA teams. Please don't tell me about how it's unfair. This team played more major teams. I get it. Again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not a perfect world, people. It's not. But there will be separate prizes for both divisions. We're giving some cash away. Looking at the bracket, a couple teams got tough major draws off, and I understand it. I did not set the bracket up. We ran it. Bob just ran it off of what's in the system. So that's how it's set up. As far as what we got, I'm probably going to go with the chalk pick this weekend. But one of the 3 major teams is going to do some damage. If BTL comes in swinging like they did in Vegas, they can beat everybody. And that includes BPM and Blue Point, the other 2 major teams. If they're swinging like they were in Vegas, anything is possible. I know a couple of AAA teams picked up some major chips for the weekend, so that could help them. Sandbaggers won the last one, so obviously they're a player. They did beat Blue Point in the last tournament, but it wasn't the Blue Point team. They had a lot of subs and fill-ins, so let's not get it too twisted. But, hey, they did win when it was all said and done. So those are your threats, your 3 major teams, BTL, Blue Pill, Blue Point. Sandbaggers won the last one. Sonoran Pavers won states. They're a threat, okay? Forum had a really good tournament. Like I talked about, that was one of the more entertaining ship games I've ever seen between them and Sandbaggers last time we did the one day. So for him is a threat, okay? But out of all of these teams, I guess I got to pick somebody, huh? Who do I want to jinx here, Los? You got any lean for who
Well, I
should take
can't
it?
see the I can't see the bracket, so I don't know who's
All right,
I don't know who's playing. So
that's
I'm of
probably
no help.
important. Yeah, that's probably important.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go. Let's jinx up the BTL guys based on their amazing finish at SSUSA Worlds of second in the AAA division. So I'm gonna call it BTL is gonna win the whole thing. Honestly, guys, I usually pick the second place. I have no idea who's gonna make it. Looking at the bracket, BTL's got a rough ride to get to the ship if they go undefeated because they have to beat Sandbaggers. They got to beat We Stay Fly. They got Snorns in their side, Blue Pills on their side. So that's a little tougher. Just off the top of my head, I'd probably say it's probably going to be BTL and Blue Point in the final. So we'll see how it goes. That's my prediction for it. So we will have to see how that goes. Eagles better win by 50 and get this shit coach fired. I didn't say it, man. I'm reading chat.
I read it when it was first dropped, and I had to pause for a minute because there's a part of me that's like, man,
fair.
You know, like I really can't push back against that.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't. I've been trying to figure out a reason, and you know, the fact that they've won 2 games is literally based on individual talent on the team. I mean, Kyler won the Vegas game. Let's just be honest. That was all Kyler improvising. And then, you know, they still needed Watt to tip a pass at the end of last week to win that. So, yeah. I mean, like, we're talking, you know, you only get so much luck in a season here, guys. You guys are wasting it early. But honestly, when D-Hop comes back, they'll look more like a football team, if only just for sheer luck. Look, yeah. Hollywood Brown should not be catching 14 balls in any game, period. All right. Yeah. That's D-Hop's balls there.
Hey, but at least they got rid of Andy Isabella. There's progress.
What?
Come on.
Addition by subtraction there?
Yeah, because he's. Yeah.
Well, listen. I'm excited just to talk about it because instead of Isabella, now I get to say Dortch.
Yeah.
Greg Dortch.
Yeah.
But Ronald Moore's back, so Dortch is going to now very quickly do the Homer Simpson into the hedges and not come back out. All right, True. Greg Dortch is going back to fantasy irrelevancy because they're gonna try to Ronald Morris to death with slants.
Rondale, by the way.
Rondale, sorry.
Yeah.
See, but I'm confused because I got Sky Moore now in Kansas City and I got Ronald Moore. Enough Moores. Sorry.
Rondale.
I can't say Ron?
No, that's not his name.
Can't you shorten it?
That's not his name.
All right, fine. R. Moore.
Okay.
Just because I'm fighting, pushing back for no.
Yeah, I get it.
So, you know, I think they're going to try to make him their Debo. He's going to run some slants. But he's also going to do some run plays and designed jet sweeps and things of that nature. At least Cliff should be able to do that shit, right? These are the crazy plays that he pulled out in college. You would hope.
I have no faith in my man, you know, and I don't want to pretend, and I don't want to sound fair weather at all. I just don't have any faith in his choices, his play calling, his preparation of the team. I have no faith in that guy.
JJ Watt is a Hall of Famer. All right, let's not. He's a Hall of Famer.
Easy.
JJ Watt is also on the back end of his career, and look, his body is beat the F up. Now look, I'm not playing after having AFib. Let's just call it like it is. You won't even see me outside for 6 months, let alone playing a football game a few days later.
Yep.
So shout out there. But JJ Watt is not the dominant force he used to be. On a decent to good defense, he can contribute. When he has to be the focal point, teams are laughing like, we're just going to double you up, JJ. Good luck.
Yeah.
Because his body won't allow him to get off the double teams. His mind is there. His body's not.
All of that really comes down to the one person that I don't see people give enough credit to the fuck ups. That is the Cardinals, Steve fucking Keim. And I brought up the Isabella thing because ultimately Andy Isabella was a billboard for how fucking terrible Steve Keim has been. Andy Isabella is who you pick. The guy's like my height. The guy's like my height, right? I don't give a fuck how fast he is. It's the NFL.
We drafted Jalen Reagor, bro. I know what you're saying.
Nah, bro. But look, okay. Again, at least Howie made a few really good choices. I'm suffering beyond my man. I'm suffering beyond Kyler Murray, and I don't give a shit how many people complain about him and all the toddler jokes and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. He's a great quarterback. He's only going to get better. But as a quarterback or any player, when you're surrounded by garbage pail kids, what the fuck are you going to do? And that's kind of what keeps happening year in, year out. And you can't blame Cliff over and over and over. I mean, you can blame Cliff. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it still starts with personnel. You know what I'm saying? You can have an average, basic ass coach, but if you've got knockout talent, those things are going to even out pretty high. But if you've got shitty fucking talent and a shitty fucking coach, that even out level gets lower and lower. And preparation is a big thing. That's why we were, 85-0 going into, the middle of the season. Then all of a sudden we turned into the bad news fucking Bears and couldn't win anything. And it happens every year. Kime keeps getting off. You know what I'm saying? I can't, I ignore anytime I see people say, well, Kyler's a terrible quarterback and all this other shit. That to me, that almost negates the person's opinion entirely. He may not be fucking Tom Brady, right? But he's not a bad quarterback. He's not a mediocre quarterback. He's not oh my God, he's trash. He's the reason the Cardinals keep losing quarterback. And I need people to fucking stop. Like all of the overkill hyperbole that everyone keeps using. Like, because the reason I say this is last year when they ran off fucking 9 wins in a row, everybody was sucking his dick like it was fucking Ron Jeremy, bro. Now, because things aren't going well,
Ooh,
they've
I don't
lost
know about
personnel.
Ron Jeremy. He's in trouble. He's not.
He's done some things. Nonetheless, the switch up was the reason why I said it, because again, everybody was Ron Jeremy. Then when shit flipped, why would I ever use that? And a lot of the time, that's the problem I keep hearing with Kyler. It's like Kyler's putting up great numbers with shitty fucking, with shitty situations. He's either had a terrible offensive line, which anybody who's a Cardinals fan will know. The Cardinals have had a shitty offensive line for as long as the Cardinals have been in Arizona, right? We give all kinds of credit to Kurt Warner, and as we should, because he's a hell of a fucking quarterback, Hall of Famer, blah blah blah. He had a shitty line too, and he did well. And everyone who says Kyler's this, Kyler's that, I invite them, because everyone likes to use stats when it's convenient. But when we're trying to quantify or qualify, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. So we're gonna give credit. No, all right. So I was gonna be real low key today, just because it is what it is. But I'm gonna say we're not gonna give credits to Cardinals. We're not gonna give credits to the Arizona Cardinals as being an assignment of how bad or something this dude is. That's fucking retarded. So we're gonna claim, okay, he was he's average at best. Okay, so he's an average Heisman Trophy winner, an average Rookie of the Year, an average top 10 quarterback the first 2 years of his fucking career. But he's average. Like, what the fuck are we comparing it to? Like, I mean, I understand that they're losing and they look like shit on the field, and he has said finally that hey, they look like ass, and he because I don't like the idea that a player can only be good. And when they're and if they're not winning, they're terrible. That's nonsense. Nothing quantifies or has any evidentiary value to say that Kyler is not a good quarterback. If you say Kyler's not the best quarterback, fine, I'm with you. That's 100%. Like I said, I still think Tom Brady's the GOAT, right? I think dude's the best quarterback, period, whenever he steps on the field. But does that mean that Kyler Murray's terrible because the Cardinals can't win? We just finished talking about it, and every news pundit period is talking about how the Cardinals are basically running out there with with a wide receiver core from your Pop Warner team,
XFL wide starting wide receiver.
I mean, at the end of the day, but that doesn't make sense either. He has skills, but he won't use the skills to help the team.
I disagree.
That does not make sense either.
He won the Vegas
game. Who the fuck
game.
is he going to throw to?
He won the fucking game with his skills.
Yeah, I'm
running
saying
away.
So my thing is, on one hand, you hear people saying, okay, the Cardinals don't have any players, the talent's low, blah, blah, blah. So then when this dude basically pulls out a game, then he's not using his skills. How? At the end of the day, he's still one person. I don't believe in that concept that the QB is the fault. all the time. The QB gets all the credit all the time. I don't believe in any of that because at the end of the day, it's a big ass fucking field with a lot of players on the field doing a lot of things.
I'm going to end the chat bullshit for you. So take a breath. I'm going to let you come right back. Folks, you're talking shit about how bad Kyler Murray is. You're the same fucking team that trotted Josh Rosen out there. You've seen bad quarterback play. So shut
there's
the
no way.
fuck up.
Yeah,
Josh Rosen cost you games as a quarterback. Kyler Murray is not costing you games.
Look, this is the team. Hill. This is the team that drafted Josh Rosen. This is the team that drafted Kevin Cobb. This is the team that had one of the fucking McCowns or some shit. Not draft. I'm sorry, not draft. I'm saying he was our starter.
We leased you in a trade to get Kevin Cobb.
But I'm going to go back to more that he was our starter. We have had a literal fucking line step of continuously bad fucking quarterbacks. So whenever I hear people say that Kyler Murray is no good quarterback, he's a terrible quarterback, he's the problem and all this, I immediately negate anything they have to say because there's nothing that quantifies that other than your feelings for the moment. I say that because he hasn't had bad periods of time, and for a guy who's been in the league how many years?
3.
I know exactly how many it is, but I'm saying again, for a guy that's been in the for 3 years,
yeah,
3 fucking years, and we're like, oh, he's fucking terrible, while elevating a team that has been considered bottom dwellers for years, elevating them to the conversation over the last few years of being not only a playoff team, but a Super Bowl contender. And but he is the problem. He's trash. He has no skills. He's not a good quarterback. All the bullshit I see on all these fuck ass Arizona sports and all this shit on Facebook. And I don't even understand. Sometimes I really wonder to myself, do people just say shit because it's sensational at that moment? The fire's going. They're excited. I don't want to ever say no shit like that. Like, I don't want to ever be in a position where I'm just spouting fucking words just to say some shit. Follow it up with some reasoning, dude. And there's no reasoning whatsoever to suggest that Kyler Murray is not a decent quarterback, not a good quarterback. Again, every single show on everything is saying, again, the guy's incredibly talented. But again, as a player, sometimes it takes the right coach or the right people around you, the right players, all of those things come together to help you to improve, to help you do things differently, to help you feel like you can do things differently. There's a lot more to it than just, oh, Kyler's no good. Because in the same breath, everyone agrees Steve Keim has fucked himself and fucked the Cardinals for the last blah, blah, blah years. Everyone agrees that Cliff is starting to show that he's out of his depth. Everyone is saying over and over the last few years, our defensive coordinator is garbage. Oh my God. But this year we're not. For what reason? I don't get it.
Let me try to pull this all together. Let me go over a couple things. First of all, we're going to give Keim his things he needs credit for. I'm going to get that out of the way first because I'm about to bury the shit out of him.
I know you bet. About the only thing you're going to say is
the contract.
Hopkins.
The contract he got Kyler Murray to sign is going to look like an extreme discount when you see what Lamar Jackson gets next year, whether it be the Ravens or somebody else. Now, he may get franchised too, but when Lamar Jackson, when they figure out what this contract is, Kyler Murray's contract's going to look real nice, okay? Number 2, it's funny how when a team is struggling, we very quickly forget that football is a team game. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so if 2 of the 5 guys on the front of the offensive line can't block, the quarterback's going to die. You guys should be giving Kyler Murray more credit for his ability to not die, okay? Rather than, he'll scrambling. No, let's simplify it for you guys. His ability to not get killed. Play after play after play because they put the ball down and they hike it again. And these guys get to get run over again, okay? So let's give him his flowers a little bit here, okay? He is not top-tier quarterback, but he is not lower tier. In fact, I would put him 9, 10 in the league.
3 years in, dude.
Okay.
I don't even know why that's a conversation.
He needs work, and every quarterback who scrambled or had an athletic ability needed a little extra time to get his accuracy down and understand the difference between a college defense and an NFL defense. Everyone. And if you don't believe me, let me stay home to push my point home. Let me tell you how bad we screamed about Jalen Hurts' accuracy in his decision-making last year, all right? We were almost as bad as you fucks, you Cardinals fuck boys, screaming about he isn't the guy. That we did it. I'm admitting it, all right? I'm admitting my fault. Jalen Hurts was like, oh, yeah, fuck all of you. When he worked his ass off in the offseason, and really his second year. It's his third year, but really it's his second, okay?
Yeah,
he sat behind, trust me. Yeah. All right. And I remember when he got picked, what the fuck are we doing wasting a second round pick? You don't hear them fuck boys now, boy. You don't hear them oh yeah, Hurts, number 1 jersey.
Yes.
70% of the fan base screamed and yelled to go, how we wasted another fucking pick. Listen.
Yes.
You get to see in Philadelphia when you put the work in, okay, and you get around the right coaches and get around the right people, and you have that drive, all right, that puts you in that 1%er, man. It's the drive. It's the will to just keep working, that 1%er. You see the results. Yes, it's 4-0, all right? And it's early. I get it. But it's the way, man, and especially last week, because I'm telling you right now, my wife thought we were getting a divorce the way I was talking to myself that first half against Jacksonville, all right? I was like, come on, Jalen, you fucking know better. And he threw a bad pick 6, and he's making bad decisions. I'm like, Jesus, man, it's like last year. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, the fuck it's not. Because they were, all right, enough bullshit. Here we go. And that brings me to another Steve Keim point that is going. Now I start to bury him, okay? The way that Steve Keim has operated his entire time here and why Bidwell's a fucking idiot for allowing it to continue, okay? Steve Keim has been fucking shopping at the Goodwill for way too many fucking years. Okay?
Yeah.
He got lucky, right? Warner, Jesus, Super Bowl. And that might not have been Steve Keim. So let's go. So Carson Palmer played really well here, man, but the injuries cost him what shot you guys had at playoffs and Super Bowl. But
and another issue with that was Carson, the line.
But Carson made you Super Bowl contenders for at least one season. All right. But here's Steve Keim again, getting these fucking guy got cut, last cuts at camp guy who's a 13-year fucking veteran. Oh, we can get him for the minimum? Oh, he's got to have something left. All right. Listen, Justin Pugh was a phenomenal fucking offensive guard and on the Giants like fucking 6 years ago, dog. And they keep trying. They got him out of retirement to fucking play.
He kept doing it. And he keeps doing
it. They have not drafted a good offensive lineman the whole time I've been living in Arizona, and we're going on fucking 8 years here.
Name a draft pick other than Kyler Murray.
Josh Rosen.
That has panned out. No,
sorry.
That has panned out.
I got nothing. Although I will say the linebacker you drafted this year can be good. But again, we're going to get into another point I'm trying to get to. Steve Keim has refused to change his philosophy. Let's come back to Philadelphia where I know what I'm talking about, all right? Howie Roseman gets fucking beat up so bad on the ones that didn't hit. But Howie's pivoted and fixed everything. Listen, Howie deserves a medal just for fixing the Chip Kelly fucking mess when he got demoted, all right? Because remember, Chip Kelly, first thing he did, he traded LaShawn McCoy because he didn't like his attitude. Fuck you, that dude could still run the ball. He spread a rumor about Deshaun Jackson being in a fucking gang, so it was easier to trade him. What the fuck? You white supremacist motherfucker, what are you doing? This ain't fucking Oregon. Ruined the whole team, dude, in like fucking 3 months, man. 3 months. All right?
I still think that's I think if anything you've said right there, it continues to go back to that's what it is.
And
but wait.
One thing I'm going to bring it back to, and it ties Eagles and Cardinals. Okay?
Hold on, because I don't want you to go past. There's a part that you said there. You still had changes that were made wholesale. It's not like they just said, you know what, we didn't do that well. Let's do it again.
Right, but Howie admits fall and moves on to another thing.
But additionally,
the Cardinals got rid of Rosen and picked fucking Murray was because of Kingsbury.
But additionally, think of this. What you something else?
Credit for that.
Something else that you said, which is probably the most prevalent statement that you made.
All right.
You said that one, Chip Kelly did X, Y, and Z that essentially destroyed the team. And then the team did a number of things to rally things back correct.
Well,
they didn't say, listen, they didn't say we got one player and that made everything better. That's Cardinals fans. We made one move, everything's better. And then when it doesn't go quite better, everyone in everything is fire everyone. Oh my God, get rid of Kyler. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's
Nonsense,
it's
bro.
a young, it's
Nonsense.
an immature fan base, and this
No,
is
it's
what
the
I mean by that.
worst fan base
They
in the nation.
they haven't lived and breathed their team for the number of years where it becomes a generational thing, right? When you're born in Philadelphia, you're literally like, hey, welcome to the world. And if you root for the Cowboys, we will fucking disown you. The minute you understand English, this is what you're told. All right. So and my point is, it's a generational fandom that you almost have no choice. That's why there's so many Cowboys fans in the Philadelphia area, because a lot of people rebelled. Like, no, you're not going to fucking tell me who to root for. You know what I mean? And also, when they were winning in the fucking 70s and 80s, everybody, and now, the 90s, everybody wanted to fucking bandwagon jump and front runner it. But anyway, this is my last point to prove where Steve Keim is fucked. All right. And a point you kind of made earlier about it's not just the player, it's the coaching, it's the scheme, it's what you have around him to give him the best possible chance to succeed. The Cardinals drafted Hassan Reddick couple years ago out of Temple. I know that because I'm a big fucking Temple fan. That's home, buddy. My dad graduated from Temple. I worked on Temple's campus. I'm familiar with the Temple football program, and it is the epitome of shit up until 10 years ago, and they got a little good. So never been good. They drafted Hassan Reddick and then tried to fucking play him at linebacker, because technically his position was linebacker at Temple, but he's a defensive end. All right, he's kind of a tweener. And they did nothing with him. I forget who the D coordinator was. I don't think it was Wilkes yet. But anyway, fucking Bruce fucking Headstrong Arians refused to fucking put this guy in a position to succeed. He was trying to fucking put a square peg into a round hole and force him to be an NFL linebacker. He's not a coverage guy. And yet I'm watching Cardinals games his rookie year, and they got him dropping back trying to fucking cut. Anyway, they didn't give the guy a chance to succeed. He leaves, goes to Carolina, has a monster season. And then we sign him. We bring the hometown boy home. And here's where the difference is. Keim tries to get these guys out of cheapness or necessity, or we just need a guy there cheap. The time to sign those guys is when your team is one player away or a couple players away. The Eagles did it perfectly this year. Bradbury gets cut because he's making too much money in New York. Hey, come on over. We got 1 year deal. 1 year deal for James Bradbury. Hassan Reddick, we spend the money on the free agent. He's 27 years old, dude. We got Hargraves from Pittsburgh. He was a backup. Now he's badass. He's so good that Cox got cut and came back cheap because of how good. Yeah. Then when we do get a good pick, because we were okay last year, they trade up what they have and they get Jonathan Davis. Let me tell you about Mr. Davis from Georgia. This dude is nasty. He's not going to get a bunch of sacks because he plays D tackle. I already got a jersey with his name on it. This dude is going to be a stud, a Warren Sapp type defensive tackle. We got Dean in the 3rd round. That dude was first-round talent. He hasn't even seen the field yet. That's how he learned from his mistakes, I'll say. Okay, and he's made adjustments. Jalen Reagor was dude. We blew Justin Jefferson. 2 years before that, we blew DK Metcalf. Fucking JJ Arcega-Whiteside. He got cut this year. We traded him, and he was trying to be a tight end. He's made his mistakes, all right? But then he learned. Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown trade. Nobody saw that fucking coming, right? How great does that fucking trade look for us now? That guy looks like T.O. in his prime. How he learned from his mistakes. Steve Keim refuses to change. He doubles down, all right? I love J.J. Watt, but that falls right into his bullshit way of trying to do a team. All right. Agreed. AJ Green. Why is AJ Green on the fucking football field? That dude gets hurt every other play. He can't run. I think I might be able to take him in a 40. I might be able to take AJ Green in a 40 right now.
Don't get carried away.
Why? Andy Isabella. Why is he on the fucking field, man?
Yeah.
I've seen guys in fucking the CFL who are better than these guys.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Not doing his job, man. So anyway,
he's not.
That's the difference between a winning organization and what you guys are handling right now as Cardinals fans. It sucks because I'm telling you right now, if they got a couple pieces, you guys would all be all over Murray. You'd be all over him. Like, look at our boy. But you guys lose some games that are really not his fault. Listen, guys, if the wide receiver sucks, where's he supposed to put the fucking ball? Knock it off. Understand what you have and appreciate it, because you could have Josh Rosen. You could have Mitchell Trubisky. All right? Knock it off. Knock it off. You could have Marcus Mariota. He's brutal. He completed 7 passes last week. You wonder how I know that? Because I got fucking Kyle Pitts on my fantasy team. Listen, it's not as bad as you think it is, bro. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Not at all.
I love every one of you, but guess what? You're taking that fucking L this weekend, period. End of story.
All right, let's get out of here, brother. Peace.